There. We are going to use a couple different ways to spoof our MAC address, and I'm just using my local machine, which is perfectly fine. We're not going to do anything to hurt your computer. If you right-click on your Start button, oh, and mine came up over on the left-hand side, you should have a command called Device Manager. And this shows all the devices on the computer. And it looks like my my webcam does not like me, but I'm not using it. So we want to go to our network adapter. Look at all these things. Well, these are all fake. This is VirtualBox's connection to your network cards. I didn't know my Dell monitor had an Ethernet connection. I'm not using my Bluetooth, but I do have a PCIe gigabit controller, and I do have a Wi-Fi, and right now they're both connected. So I'm just going to use my Wi-Fi and change that one, so nobody can know if I'm sneaking around with my Wi-Fi. If you right-click on whatever adapter you're using to connect to the network and go to Properties, you'll see all kinds of information about your device. And in advance, depending on your device, you can have all sorts of things that you can change. And let's see, it says here locally administered address, but then I'm not seeing one. Maybe mine doesn't have that. Oh, well, that would be terrible, wouldn't it? I can change my bands and stuff. Oh, interesting. It doesn't have it in here. Yep, none of these do. So what it says, what I've seen in many other adapters, it says locally administered address. But I'm not seeing that on my wireless adapter. Let's try this guy, because I know I've used him before. There, network address. That's the guy. It's blank because it's getting the network address, meaning the MAC address from the network card, so we don't have to put in a value. So apparently it changes. I should put that in. So anyway, a MAC address is a hexadecimal number. Hexadecimal means that you start at 1 and go up to A, B, C, D, F. Yeah, A, B, C, D, E, F. You can use just all numbers, but hexadecimal gives you more settings with less length of numbers. So it's like a shortcut way to do binary. And yours may not be in the same place. Mine just happened to be network address. My wireless adapter actually didn't have that setting, but if I researched it, I'm sure I could find some place where I could spoof it, and maybe not. Now, if I redo my IP config, so right now my regular network adapter, that one I couldn't change, but this one we will never use. Just to remind you, we're never going to use the VirtualBox one. VirtualBox one, this is the adapter that connects to your card. It doesn't have a gateway. It doesn't have DNS. It can't function on a regular network. This has all the properties. So right now, this is 9885, blah, 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 blah. Well, is it anymore? I typed in this, put in this like fictitious address. Let's see. It changed. Yeah, there's the Wi-Fi, and there's the one that's not real. Look at there. You can't tell who I am anymore. I have an alias. And it did not disrupt my network connection at all, even though I said it could. So there's all kinds of programs that allow you to spoof things and do things. Here's one that's made by this company. That's a free one. Let's see if they're still there. Yep, Technetium. Oh, there it is. It's still here. There's a freeware utility for doing all kinds of things. So, download. And it works with, oh, it doesn't say Windows 11, but it works with Windows 11 because I've used it. Direct download. I'm not going to torrent anything. A little bitty file. not very big. 2 megabytes is not very big. Let's see, open my folder. You can't install things or run an executable if you open up a zip file. You may think that you can, but you'll notice there's an extract all here, so not going to work. Whenever you get a zip file, you always want to extract it so you can do something with it. I'm going to extract it into that folder, and man, I can run the program. But it's a setup program, so that means it's going to install on my computer, which means you can uninstall it without any harm. And look at there, it's been the same. Oh, that's the installer description. I was going to say, this doesn't look like it's changed much since the last time I used it. We say yes. And Sonia, unfortunately, this does not work on, there probably is one for Mac, but.
And did you have a machine?
Yeah, that'll work fine.
I think the Mac changer for Mac should work.
Oh, I wonder if you
Like
have Mac
Windows.
Changer. Is it part of the normal Linux distribution? If not, you could add,
No, I don't have it on Arch Linux, but it's possible to install it. I think Mac as well. You can install it on Mac.
Wish I could get rid of that annotate because it's right in front of my star. There we go. So it's right there in front of my start button. Ah, now I'm doing it again. Go away. There, I should just use the start button, then you think. So we do Mac. Oh, it must be Titanium.
T-Mac or something.
Well, I don't remember what it was called. Is that the name of it?
T-Mac.
There it is,
Yeah.
TMAC version 6. If I'd looked at the web page, I would have known that. And this will work on a virtual machine too. Made in India. Ooh. Actually, I found out about this from one of my cybersecurity books. They had it as a lab, is where I got this from. So it gives you all kinds of information about your connection. This is my local area connection 1. That's my there's my actual Ethernet that's connected to my network right now. See how it says up and operational? So 1 gigabit per second. And if I go further down, I'll have the Wi-Fi. And this is 144, but this is where my traffic is actually going. So it has a little traffic monitor guy here, see what's happening. So you can then find out which adapter is actually the right one. Well, there it is. I can find out my IP addresses. Look at all that good stuff in there. And if I go back here, I can create a random MAC address and I can change it. I can make it persistent. And I do there. Uh-oh. Now what did I do? Did I break my computer? No. It may or may not have stopped my recording. And it may not have. But now, oh, I'm changed. How do I get it back? That restores the one that was the original burned on MAC address, because no matter what you do, you're not changing the device. You're changing the operating system's knowledge of the MAC address. And the operating system is what actually puts together all the packets and sends things over the network. All your network card does is convert everything the operating system does into bits, either microvoltages on a wire or radio waves or light. The physical connection is made up of usually one of those 3 things. I don't know any other that there would be. There's laser, there's light, LED lasers, there's radio waves. Well, there's microwaves, but those are all radio waves too. And then there's a physical connection with wires. There we are. Now I was somebody, now I'm not, and now I'm somebody else. Yay. So, some networking, how networking works. And if you know how networking works, then you can sneak into things.